Oi, oi! Hey, happy days! Cheers! And just breaking news before we go straight into it. Me and Kev, there's been a massive tweet here from John Henry. Who the fuck is taking my wallet? I don't know, John. But yeah, Scouse as Kev. We
Yeah.
just literally just come off a back of two shows. Soon
Yeah.
as we'd finished, Liverpool
Yeah.
the Don that is the Italian Connor, as we like to call him, breaking Dominik Szoboszlai to Liverpool. Here we go. Understand RB Leipzig have now informed that Liverpool have triggered the release clause, as we did discuss earlier on today. 70 million deal done to be signed soon. Personal terms agreed. Szoboszlai ready for medical tests soon. Kev, happy days.
Zach, I don't think you realize what kind of player we have here. He's a serious big deal of a player. Like he's next level stuff, man. This is the player. This is the type of player that if we were sitting back a few years ago, and United had picked him up, or Chelsea had picked him up, or Arsenal had picked him back in the heyday, we would have been like, holy crap! Like, are we ever going to get these Vieiras in the door? Are we ever going to get these Bergkamps in the door? Are we ever going to get these type of players in the door? I know we've got Steven Gerrard, but who are we going to get into play next to him? And Xabi Alonso's left. Okay, no, we can't get another world-class midfielder for another while. That was us years ago, and I mean that should be every other team right now when it comes to Szoboszlai. He's a fantastic player, man. So he's an unbelievable player. It's he's not of any ilk. He's very Gerrard-esque in the way he plays and the way he glides across the pitch. Stature-wise, all of that. He makes the team a small bit more good-looking as well for some reason. But but other than that, man, look, he's got the whole deal package, and there's a few things that he can learn more. And there's no better coach than Jurgen Klopp to teach him, the ways of the force. Let's say.
Happy days, mate. Big up there, Scotty.
Cheers, Jack, by the way. Cheers,
Cheers, there we go. Yeah, we'll get that tweet up for everyone that's just tuned in. Don't worry, it's not John Henry's official Twitter account, but it's it's someone's robbed John's wallet. So, go for it, John, lad. You spend those pennies that we've been saving for the last four windows. But it's great news, mate, and every Liverpool fan, even the staunched FSG inners, come to the conclusion this summer that Liverpool needed to spend. Because you look at City, look at the business Arsenal have done this window. Teams round us, of course, had strengthened. They were backed into a corner, FSG, and the fair play to Jurgen Klopp and hopefully our mate Jurg, as we spoke about 2 hours ago, mate, on the channel. Yeah. He's very much doing his business and hopefully getting a potential long-term contract at Liverpool if he continues this run of form, in all honesty, mate.
Yeah. Like, I'm dumbfounded, Jack, to be honest with you, because I mean, that's a fantastic sight. Everybody was being kind of feeling low, and it was almost rubbing, the downtrodden bunch and the negativity brigade and all of these people were there. They were actually starting to get a little bit at me, where I was just kind of sitting there going, yeah, am I going to get positive about this? But I don't care. I'm still going to enjoy watching Liverpool next season. I'm still going to enjoy all of this, and there was a lot on my kind of shoulders, and just imagine, like, even the fact that I'm after getting these tickets as well for the game for the first time in my life, and it's going to be after the peak Liverpool, I was thinking, and I was going to be like, oh, am I going to be not wasting the first 2 years, but am I not going to see the best out of Liverpool in the next couple of years after investing in that? And then I was like, no. John Henry's like, yeah, somebody stole my wallet. Thank you to that dude that did it, and we appreciate you just going in and putting a random bid in there for the RB Leipzig. Yeah, thank you.
Get in, Russell. Get in, lad. How are we, Russell? I know, obviously, me and you have been speaking over the last couple of months as well. Quite rightly so. All of us, we wanted quality in. Chat, and most importantly, me and Kev, we're more interested in what you all think. Get your comments in. We will be engaging throughout tonight. As always, most important people is you in the comments. If you are watching on the repeats, do get involved as well. We always do get replying to all your comments as well. So make sure you do head over to Anfield Road TV. But this is obviously getting streamed to obviously Kev's channel. So if you are watching, or if you're watching on my channel, please do head over to Spider LFC if one of the mods can drop that in, even though he's live now. But just head over, say hello, pop in. But we all need now is DM Nige. What a signing! Big up there, Revenants. Happy days. Gavardiol next. If we can get greedy, we'd love it, mate, because he would very much alleviate Kev. What would he do to Liverpool squad? Me, you, and Jay, and the lads were mentioning that. And Connor.
Who's like, yeah, Gavardiol. Yeah, I think Jay got a random text off the same guy that was telling him about. You wait and see. He says that Szoboszlai was going to come to Liverpool, and he was like, "Nah, Liverpool aren't getting this dude at all. You know, somebody else is going to come in, or some other club with bigger wage or bigger pockets than us are going to come in." And no, apparently, look, he says he's texting back saying "told you," and then he said, "and Gavardiol is next," and that was the inkling that Jay got, and he told us on the chat there a while ago. So if it's true, man, that Gavardiol is a whole other ball game from Pavard as well. I mean, Pavard's a good player and all of that, but I mean, this is a next level step up. These are people that, as I was saying to Jack, that you would look on in the 90s and 2000s and watch United signing, or watching Arsenal signing, and watching peak Chelsea signing and all of that kind of stuff, and or even Man City signing in recent years. But now we're getting these players, and we're getting them early and young and moldable. And it's just a fantastic outcome. Like what a day it is today, and it's not even the 1st of July. I mean, the window doesn't even open for another 5 hours.
That was a massive thing, no, Kev, and we've all spoke about it, chat. A lot of was made over the last couple of weeks was Jürgen Klopp, not officially on record, but you got inklings the back end of this season that he wanted all of his business done before pre-season, and pre-season is very much fastly approaching, mate. How important do you think, and do you anticipate that being, given how historically Klopp at Liverpool wants all for preparation plans and everything? It makes it just so much more easier getting them in quite early. Does.
Jürgen Klopp getting all these peak players, and there might be more signings after this, but it could be cover players or it could be whatever, But if he gets all these peak players in before the start of pre-season, man, I just say ouch to everybody else, to be honest with you, because if he can distill his philosophies into these players from the beginning of pre-season right the way through, and then develop them on in the early games of the season, Liverpool are back to being a force to be reckoned with next season, to be honest with you. There's no doubt about it. I mean, we did drop off this season. We all know that. I've said it time and time again. Injuries, mental and physical fatigue screwed us. That's it. And the lads just couldn't keep rehashing the same old thing with the same old midfield and not being able to do the job. Reinvesting into the squad was the only way it was going to change, or completely changing the dynamic, and that wasn't going to happen with the players that we had. We needed new blood. So this is fantastic. Gavardiol coming in would just be the icing on the cake, to be honest with you.
Yeah, if you want to get any comments in there, just make sure you are smashing that like button as well. Massively does help out the YouTube algorithm and everything as well. We'll quickly moving on to Scouse. Even though I'm out of touch face viewing in what I feels like weeks, Scouse, you're always welcome as always, mate. And as I said, hope you're well, most importantly, mate. And yeah, it's been, if you're just jumping in the house or whatnot, you've missed a cracker day today, mate, because it was quickly developed. One, Kev, we done a show 2-3 hours ago, and it's moved very, very quickly. I think every Liverpool fan seen the news, was it 2 days ago, Kev?
Yeah.
Obviously,
it's not even a day and a half ago.
Yeah.
It was just popping up around the place that we were interested and we're having a chat. I think it was because when Carvalho went over, and I said there must be something going on with Leipzig. I said if Carvalho is going there and not to somewhere else in like the Championship or someplace like that, I just said it's a strange move for the young fella, unless he's looking to get peak playing time at a high level. So for me, it was like, oh yeah, well, maybe we are doing something with Leipzig, and we've got a good relationship with them now, so keep that relationship going, because through RB Salzburg and then making the way up to Leipzig, all of these players are pretty much getting all their experience and then being brought over to us lately, so long may that continue.
Yeah, 100%. We'll go back, and obviously for anyone tuning in now that missed our episode a bit early on today, we'll have a little look at where he could potentially play for Liverpool tonight on tonight's episode as well. We'll rattle through all these last comments as well. Yeah, keep on getting them in as well, everyone. Got any questions for chat or anything that you want to pose on the panel tonight? Get them in, and we'll direct them back at you as well. But big up there, Russell. If Liverpool got Gavardio, I would honestly break down in tears. He is my favourite player as well. Would you take? Oh, go ahead, Cav. You read that one.
Sorry. All right, so if Liverpool got, here we go. Would you take Gavardiol if that means that we don't get another midfielder, Anfield Road TV, or the? Oh, that's for you. You're making me read out your question.
I suppose.
But it's no, Reverend. If personally for me, I wouldn't care if we got another midfielder because we've got Stefan Bajcetic in there now. We've also got Trent that's been showing his ability to play in the midfield. I think all of them boys next to Fabinho is top notch. I think Thiago's experience and Henderson's experience backing these guys up in the midfield is fantastic, and Curtis Jones to delve in and out of there. I think that's a lot of midfielders that we can use, and I would much rather see us develop in the back line now rather than the midfield if that was the case. Yeah,
it's the age profile as well, Kev, in chat. We spoke with the lads on Connor stream before. The age profile of Liverpool can massively bring that down because quickly go for our top of our heads. Apologies if some of the ages are wrong, Kev, in chat. But you look at, what is it, Elliot, 18, 19, or just close to turning 20 or whatever. Foran, if he was to come in post, obviously, the Under-21 World Cup, he's 20, 21, 22.
22.
Szoboszlai coming in, 22 years old as well. McAllister, 20, I think it's 24, 25. Similar age as well, might be a bit younger than us, so apologies. And Bajcetic, as Kev alluded to, chat, that is massive for me, Kev, in terms of the rebuild. We spoke about Arsenal's rebuild was very good last season. They just added Havertz, but in terms of focusing on ourselves for the long-term stability, I think that stability is massive in football now. Like, you look at Brighton, mate, the shining beacon in European football in terms of their recruitment. But Liverpool, we are getting probably the best creme de la creme in terms of young talent in Europe. And that's only going to build Liverpool even put Liverpool in great stead going forward.
You could argue that maybe Nkunku or something like that going to Chelsea is probably that type of point. The difference with that kind of thing is that he might lift Chelsea a bit, but he's still going to Chelsea. And that's the difference. They're just not in a good place at the moment. And maybe he can be part of what lifts them, but I can't see any better package out there midfield-wise. I mean, United after getting Mason Mount, and that's not, he was going to be a squad player in our eyes if he came in under Klopp. And, but if he played under Klopp, he would do better. But they're going to clubs that are kind of tainted at the moment. And there's just a bit of taste there. And I don't know, like as poor of a season as we've had last season, our fan base is the best fan base to get behind you when you're playing on the pitch in the world, no matter what vein of form we're in or whatever, But I mean, it's a bunch like McAllister, and if this Gavardiol gets over the line, that's got to be the transfers of the window for me, for your country mile.
Especially, was it rumoured that Manchester City take with quite a bit of pinch of salt anyway? We'll find out whatever happens with him. He was linked with Manchester City last week as well, the Croatian centre half. But if say Liverpool were to snatch him off Manchester City, that for me is probably the biggest one, really, in terms of what that signal would give to Manchester City. If he goes to City, fair enough. But I think we'd make the next step for that second best if we couldn't get that over the line. I think we're not waiting around this summer, mate. I don't, which is the most important thing for me, mate.
I don't think that. Okay. So my thing is, I don't think City go for him unless Walker's going out the door.
Sorry, there, la. Russell, and we know Russell. Yeah, Russell. Happy days.
I know. We're laughing. I'm laughing myself.
Happier man, though.
But that's who we were being linked with at the start of the window. And would you have done better under Klopp? Yeah. Would you have been a team starter? I don't think. Not over Gakpo. But for me, this is the kind of level that we should be really looking at for our players, and this is where I'm happy to see that Klopp and FSG and Schmadtke. We got to say a lot about Schmadtke coming in and getting these deals over the line. He's got a 3-month contract, that whether he wants to go lengthen on or he's just coming in to help out. You know, hail Lord Jorg.
Imagine him just getting a three-month contract, getting about 5 signings in for Liverpool for the next 5-10 years, and just sodding off,
changing the entire history, and then into the sunset. Or 10 million in the back pocket there. FSG, nice one, kid.
He goes to all the gigs with Jürgen, I know that. Obviously, if you haven't seen the pictures. But Jürgen doing bits. If Jürgen wants to pull any of his other mates out of the background and get them to Liverpool, then all for it, Jürgen. Go ahead, lad.
Yeah. No, like what a signing. It's fantastic. And if the rumours are to be true about Gvardiol as well, where do we go from here? Like, you know, it's only upwards for me, man. I mean, other players that were linked with or you know, I mean, talks with have got to see the intention of what Klopp and Liverpool are doing right now, and they'll want to be a part of that rebuild like straight away. So two epic profile players like that, defenders now going to look like, oh, I want to play in that team, you know, and then that's it can only be up from here, Jack, to be honest with you.
It was this notion as well that is very prevalent within modern day society, especially on social media from rival fans. Not that I care what they think anyway. Don't think any of us do. But this notion of Newcastle suddenly jumping ahead of Liverpool in terms of the pecking order. Yes, they've got Champions League football, but they are not in any stretch or parallel universe like comparable with Liverpool Football Club. Like there's Manchester United, Liverpool, top of the tier in the Prem, and then there's everyone below them as well.
It took City from 2008 when they were taking over until about 2013, something around that, when they were, I know they won the league in 2011, but around just after that, and after United won the league that last time, that they kind of really started pulling in the reins of being able to pick and choose who they wanted to sign. And that's not going to happen to Newcastle 6 months into somebody taking over them. You know, they've done well to get where they are, but it's not happening. No.
Yeah, the biggest signing, as we know, was Jurgen Klopp anyway. Happy days.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Mac 24, happy days. He can bang a free kick, very good with set pieces as well. Yeah, very versatile, as we know, mate. So you got Trent, you've got McAllister, take set pieces kind of as well.
He scored his last 19, didn't he?
Yeah, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So hopefully that run of form very much does continue anyway. Scotty says he's a bit like in terms of his long range style shooting set pieces. Even if he's half as good as Kevin De Bruyne or Evans, I think we'll be absolutely bloody laughing.
Very similar.
Yeah, very similar. Because was it Connor mentioned on our last stream anyway? Obviously, but I'm excited. I'm excited, Kev. This is what it's all about. Like a great bit of business, lads. Quickly done. No drama. The Liverpool way, pan up 100%. And me and you said, Kevin, the more it's out there in the public domain in terms of social media, the more less likely it is for me the way I've looked at certain stories, in all honesty, mate.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Liverpool are kind of becoming the masters of giving you the side eye of where they're going for. A couple of times they've been caught cold, where, you know, McAllister deal was pretty much out there for a bit, but other deals, you know, kind of would take you by surprise and stuff, you know. But it's how we should be doing business. We should be touting some of the world's youngest, best talents, and then just picking up a worldie on the side as we're doing it. With nobody asking or batting an eyelid and kind of, or, you know, looking over and say, where the hell did that come from? But like, yeah, but to me, if I still would like to get Thuram over the line if we get him at the right price. Kone, I think, is going to be out of the water now because with the issues he's having with the knee, and Liverpool are doing the right thing by watching it. Yeah, if Thuram would be okay, but Kone must be, you know, I don't think that'll happen. But if I had a choice between Thuram and Lavia, I'm still going for Thuram if he was to come in.
He offers something that Liverpool haven't got. Like from a technical point of view, Chas, as I'm not an avid watcher in these, but in terms of the clips and a couple of French League 1 games I've watched this season, he poses the attributes that Liverpool have desperately, massively cried out for, Kev and Chat. Because I think Jürgen, especially over the last 12 months, he's gone soddy. I've had enough of these midgets in midfield or midgets in my team, and he just went, all that. You look at the top teams. You look at that French classic team in the 2000s. Big Patrick Vieira, big Patrick. Well, Petit, the Henrys as well, big presence up front. Trezeguet as well. Perez, 6'2". Every great side has always got such a big spine. Virgil, Ali, Szoboszlai now coming in, Forham, Kev, Nunes even, 6'2". Gakpo, 6'3" as well. So we're building a land of giants, and hopefully this continues, mate.
A lot of balls going into that box next season. I can tell you that Trent and Rob are going to be busy boys, and Rob would want to get his crossing boots back on. He's been lacking in the old crossing department as of recent seasons because he's been doing a lot of work tracking back as well, in fairness. But yeah, look, if he's going to be a bit further up the pitch in the design of where Klopp is playing, you could be looking pretty much at on the attack. I'm even going to say not even a 3, but you're probably looking at like a 3-3. 2-3 kind of.
We'll go with that.
3-3, 1-1-3, 1-1-2. Is there something like that? Yeah, that's what you're looking at. But
potentially.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, even on attack, that's going to turn into a 2-3-2-3. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, so that's going to be nuts to deal with. That's going to be so packed. And if Salah and Diaz are going to stretch that defense, the midfield, a lot of midfielders are not going to know what they're doing, especially when you've got a staggered 4-box. Set of players around him that can pass inside and out because they're all passers of the ball, every single one of them. And with Robbo kind of backing them up as well in that midfield as we're going forward, it's just going to be nuts, man. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's gone from a dire season last season to through no fault of really anything except for the market just wasn't there.
Liability, really.
It's liability, yeah. Well, yeah. But with too many injuries, too many everything, and not the ability to buy players because. I know that the stadium issues weren't supposed to have anything to do with it, but it does when you come down to the debt clauses and stuff like that. So I would just put that last season as a write-off. It's done. It's dusted now. Let's enjoy the Europa League. Let's enjoy getting this team building. Remember the last time that we started this process with Klopp, we got into the Europa League final with that group of players, and
the League Cup final as well.
And he was decimating the team at that time as well. So I would. This is a squad, but this is a friendship building, a family building experience this season coming up, and the bonuses is whatever trophies we can take with us to the end of it. So yeah, that'd be great.
Happy days, Reds. Happy bloody days. Big up their chat as well. Big up Redbeard, big up Scouts, big up Revenants, big up every single one of you. Make sure you are smashing that like button as well on Kev's stream as well and on mine. Massively helps out the growth for both channels. Absolute bloody legends. Connor's absolutely smashed it as well. Just seen the well done, mate, and fully deserved. The question now: how does Liverpool officially? Kev, do you want to give your little 2 pence to the Liverpool media team? How would you?
I don't know.
Chat. How would you announce? Good question here, Mike. A little bit of fun.
It's just the big story is doing it. They should walk into a pub and he's pouring pints behind the bar, and then he reveals the Liverpool jersey. You see, that's a good one for you. Because apparently it's the famous thing with the fans after the Germany game and having a few drinks with them and pouring them pints and stuff. That'd be class.
He's got such an affiliation to Gerrard, or he loves them.
Oh yeah,
as we know, chat. Hopefully tie it in with Gerrard. Well, we had
ordering the pint.
Doing the pint or what? No.
Gerrard's ordering the pint, and when he hands the money off to your man, it's Szoboszlai hand it over like this, and Gerrard tells him good luck, and then whatever. That'd be cool, wouldn't it?
Or gives him the number 8 jersey.
That'd be class. Because
we had that fiasco with Naby, because I think Naby shit. Pardon my French, where are we? Pooed his pants when he got given the shirt. It was all over social media. Everyone's like, "Oh, can Naby deal with these expectations?" And in all honesty, taken away from his injuries, yes, he had about a good handful of games, but in the large grand scheme of things, he massively underperformed given the extensive fee Liverpool paid for him. But
we got him a season too late, Jack.
Yeah, season
that going back to the season was what killed him. It destroyed him injury wise.
Yeah, 100%. That's probably due to the rivals nicking players from us in the past, also to avoid bidding wars as well. Yeah. And that's the thing, mate, that you want. If Liverpool can get their business done and dusted, then we just let everyone just scrap it out. Because you look at Manchester United, they've signed next to nothing, really, in all honesty. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I'll be honest with you, Jack. I think they were all in for these type of players, and I think they were told no from the start because we were interested. And I think like Newcastle have just felt what it's like to go from, no offense, like, because I mean, I'm delighted Newcastle are going to start getting into the big time now and really challenging for stuff alongside us and stuff, because they're an old club and they deserve it for the fan base deserves it anyway to get involved. But the thing is, other teams have been told no straight away. Newcastle are learning that they're going to be a little bit spritey and they're going to be a little bit, I would just say rebellious in not realizing that when you're going in for the same type of players that they're going to choose the likes of Liverpool and probably United and probably City over Newcastle still know at this moment, regardless of the money. They'd have to spend stupid. They're going to overspend stupid wages on middle tier players and maybe fall into the United boat if they're not careful. So
very much like Stuart Downing-esque type of sign, defended on the same carols. That's the thing. He's spot on there, mate, in terms of that, and that's going to be the thing. But the thing is, as you said there, Kev, in chat, Liverpool actually done our job last season. Even if we got an extra 6-7 points, we walked that top 4. It's just obviously those small margins, really.
Bournemouth.
Yes.
Yeah, straight after beating United 7-0 and having that, like if we'd have won that game, we were top 4. So.
Yeah, but I tell you what, it's not just even me, you, Kevin, and everyone watching, even on the repeat as well. It's if we're all buzzing, and hopefully I'm sorry if someone's still a bit down after signing these two players. I honestly, I can't help you. I know, honesty. Of course, you will go in. There's still got a tiny bit of work still to do in the squad, but it's all. I think the main key point is, Kev, if Liverpool are to get 1 or 2 players out the door, I think we might see one or two names that we love to bits. But
there's a few inklings around the place about Thiago going to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, so.
I think it's the right time.
Yeah,
I'll be honest. If we can get an absolute fortune for him going to Saudi Arabia, that's your next signing right there. That's you putting in the money for whoever you need to put in the money for. But it'd be ridiculous if he did. Like, for me, Thiago, I think it's time up now. I love him as a player. I love him as a dude, and I think it's time for him to kind of go. Maybe it's time for Matip to move on as well, and we replace him with somebody. And I think you're looking at the Saudi leagues for these type of players, because they're just past their prime, and we could get a premium on these players. Like, you could easily get 60-70 million for Matip in the Saudi league. You probably get about 20 million from everywhere else. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Something at the back of my mind saying that they're going to come in for Fabinho, mate. Not that I'd want him to go, but like, he's that type of profile. You look at, like, you just signed Brozovic, the league. I don't know who signed him. Apologies on the team, but you look at Jota as well. I'm more for, like, I mean, you've been on record, Kev, on the channels, like, if you've got the money, so go for it, mate. And everyone goes, the Chinese, they won't be anywhere near the Chinese league in terms of the structure of their league. They've got a lot, I mean, we all know, a lot of money, and they're not going to disappear. I think eventually they will, as you said, Kev, you will be playing Champions League football in probably less than 5 years. 5, 10 years.
But even the Saudi league, for me, it will bring up the profile of the league, and it will get a big. But you have to. For me, do you remember the Legends games that used to happen in the 5 and 7 size there for a long time, and that brought in big money and brought in big viewership and stuff like that. For me, the Saudi league is like that. What the MLS could have been a few seasons ago, where they were bringing in the older players, but there wasn't enough of them. It was like flair. It was just like, just a bit of fanfare of these older players coming, like Messi going to the United States now. It's like that. It's a fanfare of a big name player going there. He's going to play a season, maybe 2, and then maybe end up in Italy somewhere. But in the Saudi leagues, they can play there for the next 3 or 4 years, making 10 million minimum on the basic player a year, up to 300 million, themselves playing there. And it can be like a Legends league, and it's out there in the sun, and it can be turned into something sporty that happens, But and it's a good thing for, it's a good thing for us as teams that need to balance the books. Todd Bowley is the king of it at the moment. I mean, he's got a whole Saudi state that's
like a share in a company,
a share in the company that he can push the players out to and cover the books and stuff like that. And that's where you're going to, you know. So he should it needs to happen where if we are going to make our money back, I don't want to see any more players leaving Liverpool on freeze. I'm sick of it now at this stage. James Miller and all them leaving on a free. James Miller could have gone to Saudi Arabia and played for the next 4 seasons.
It was farcical that we lost.
Yeah.
We mentioned Naby before, mate.
Yeah.
From any business point of view, you invest 60 million in you, whatever it was for Naby, like, and you let him go on a free as an asset. That's shocking business terms.
Yeah, like if we're going in for your Torams and we're going in for your Konias or we're going in for your Lavias, if we're going in for both of those, Toram and Lavia, then sell Fabinho to the Saudi league, get 80, 90 million for him or whatever the hell it's going to be, because that's the money they're going to be spending. They'll pay him loads of money because he's still in a prime, and then have the 2 lads come in and rotate in the number 6. You know, Jordan Henson wants to finish. He won't go to the Saudi league. I don't think he'll want to. He's too English. He's too English to go.
If you go in Sunderland.
Yeah, some place like that, yeah. And you know, I expected James Milner to go to Leeds, but maybe he will go after Brighton season. But look, for me, Fabinho, I still think there's enough in him to play, but if there's not, then now is the time to cash in him. If Thiago knows the time to cash in him, Matip knows the time to cash in him. I think Gomez, no matter what he does, centre back, he was brilliant a couple of seasons ago before the injuries, and maybe keep him as backup for right back and centre back as a third choice or something like that. But yeah, I would get somebody in that ilk if Gvardiol's available. Just push out the board, use that money, and just get somebody like him in, and we're laughing.
Yeah, just no half. It's like, I'm hoping this is the summer, Kev, like we done with Alisson, got with Van Dijk, and no stone unturned. Leave no stone unturned, really, as you say. But big up there, chat. There's some great suggestions. Some mad.
Am I getting this pronunciation better? No, Gabor.
Yeah.
Wait. Szoboszlai, isn't it, like an SH? Szoboszlai.
He's had a couple of bevies down.
I am. Szoboszlai. I'm going to get it right. I'm getting it right. I'm a stickler for that, man, because a lot of people were calling him Naby Keita for ages when he came into the league, and I was like, it's not. It's Keita. I know it's Keita. So yeah, I'm a stickler.
It's you know me, chat, and you know me, Kev. The worst is when you put a TikTok video, do like a TikTok video, and you got the pronunciation police in the comments, as always when you do content on social media.
Szoboszlai.
Chat, all in one. Read that out, even if
Szoboszlai. He's Hungarian, lad. So this is how you pronounce the name. So Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai.
Big up there, Gabo. Hope you had a good night, mate. A massive thank you for jumping in, mate. As I said, great to see some new subscribers as well. Chat. Kev is currently streaming on Spider LFC. But yeah, big up there, Peter, as well. Big up, mate. Big up to all the new people in chat as well. Make sure you are smashing that subscribe button on both our channels. Beauty, can't wait for this season to get in early, ready for the friendlies. That's what it's all about, Peter. And this is what we just said before, mate. If you just tuned in, like, Kev, it's all about building that anticipation. I think, would you say last season's start of the season was massively hindered, by all honesty, by the window? Because given how poor we started that season, like we just mentioned like 10 minutes ago, like what this does, not just to us, but the playing staff as well, it gives them that just extra boost to just give some of those players their positions on the line, and they need to start performing now. It's not like a case of point that you've got Ox and Naby and people behind them. They're getting actual international footballers, captains of the national sides. Now there's a buzz like coming in and hoping to pretty much steal their position away.
Look, if we have a team full of captains, you know, we used to sing songs about Jamie Carragher back in the day. Everybody dreams of a team of Carragers, a team of leaders in there and whatnot. But if you have a team of captains in there, you got, as you said, the Vers captain of the Dutch team. You're going to have Szoboszlai. I'm going to get it right. Szoboszlai. He's the captain of the Hungarian side. You know, is I don't even know, is Alisson the captain of the Brazilian side? No, he's not. No, okay. So and then you have Robbo, who's the captain of Scotland.
You'd have Hendo for England.
Hendo for England, who should be the real captain. Come on, in fairness, everybody wanted Henderson as captain, and they gave it to Harry Kane. Pass ball here.
Virgil van Dijk as well.
Dutch league, yeah. this team.
Yeah. So Canate, future captain. Chat got some more captains as well that will probably completely missing. Cody will be long-term captain post Van Dijk because he was obviously a captain at PSV Eindhoven. So yeah, this, as he said, mate, spot on. And that's only gonna do us good in the long term when we're already celebrating a traditional Palinka. We'll get you some when you get to my first ever pro game. Keep up the good work, guys. Massive thank you, Gabor, and happy days, mate. Really do appreciate it. And we will finish. We always finish strong every year. That's what Peter said. It was just a little late this year. Yeah, 100% Pete. Peter in terms of that, but it's
you go back to the time in the December. Oh, sorry, man. You go back to the not to the chat. Yeah, no, you go back to the time when we were in the league, and I think we did a record of winning every single game in December. At that point, there was 8 games or something throughout the whole time, and the cup games on top of that, and we won every single bloody one of them, and then went on to dominate the league completely at that season. We need good starts this time around. Liverpool, by staying with City, are notorious for getting good starts to the first. Going unbeaten for till at least October, or we always have that bit of sometime in October, even at our best. But for me, we need to hit the ball running, and no better test than Chelsea at first game of the season. And then we have a nice few games after that. We can ease ourselves in. We have a lot of home games second half of the season against the bigger teams as well. We're getting a lot of the away stuff out of the way at the start, which is good. Like that's a good thing to do. They won't be ready, and look. Let's just drive on.
Happy days, confidence, momentum. Momentum is the biggest key word in football, as we always know. I know Jürgen loves to bang on about that. It's pivotal, really, and it's going to give. We've already seen, as we've said over the last couple of months, we've seen Canate was only 2 weeks ago when he was away, when he's been away with the France national side. Very vocal on French national radio as well. I think it was for one of the Le Parisien or one of the French publications anyway. Just more or less calling out the owners. We've had Virgil, we've had Alisson, we've had Salah. Salah doesn't sign that new deal unless he's under clear instructions from the board that he's at least, like any job in business, you want to be getting better people around you, hoping to do a better job as well. But yeah, it's a big pivotal next couple of weeks, and you never know. Things like this, Kev, will fastly develop very quickly, because there could be a name that completely comes left field, really, in all honesty, really, mate.
Or right backfield.
Or right backfield. Happy days. No, it's happy days. But in terms of, we'll quickly recap in terms of people that are tuning in. If you missed the show, Kev, you want to just have a little gander of those?
Yeah. So you can see the percentiles that are up there anyway, man. I mean, most of his averages are above the 80 percentile. So you're talking, it's his blocks and his clearances are especially what I look at, because if you're looking at where those happen, it's not him. He can ball win in the middle of the park and stuff like that, but his tackles are at 60, so he's winning at least over the average of half his tackles in the middle of the park when he's tracking people back. But it's the fact that he tracks back right to the edge of the box. That's where his blocks and clearances are from. So he gets back and helps the likes of Fabinho and the likes of that, and the likes of them, man, and just sits there blocking the ball, receiving the ball, turning the ball over, and getting an attack going. So he's pretty much a counter-attack king in a way, So look, it's going to be amazing, man. Is that where was he playing?
That was
right hand side?
Average position really in that final for the obviously the German FA, basically German FA Cup anyway. Number 17 anyway, playing quite very close to Christopher Nkunku, who's obviously number 18 as well.
I think Klopp has been ruthless. I think he's more looking at him as a person that could come in and really challenge Salah on that side as well. 100%. From the way he's playing. I was expecting him to be more sitting in where the Trent role is, or the Harvey Elliott role, which he probably will. But eventually, man, he's a guy that can really push Salah on that side as well if Salah's not up to form. And, Klopp can bring in somebody else to play in that position as well. So now we've got options. No, we're just not relying on one or two players that can't be replaced. No, everybody is very replaceable in positions. And that's very good for Liverpool football, for Liverpool as a football club and the fan base. So, yay, Klopp. is what I say. Yeah.
Get the boys.
Yeah.
Go on, you boys. Yeah, so in terms of Bill was, all right, Doug there, lad, with the super chat. Suppose here we go. Glad to see us sign him. Been a big fan since his Salzburg days as well. Yeah, obviously playing at Anfield 3 years ago. Yeah, it's funny how things work in football, Doug. Obviously, massive thank you for that super chat. You're absolutely bloody legends. But yeah, big up there, Richie. Hope you're well, mate. As I said, we support them through thick and thin, in the good times and the bad times, and as well, we always get behind our lads. Of course, we can get our frustrations across. Every Liverpool fan can do that. But as I said,
anybody under the age of 28 is really lucky to what they've gotten in the last few years, having to deal with that since they're well, let's say under 25. Because like the majority, well, for me anyway, like I spent, when I started following Liverpool, because my dad was a Liverpool supporter, my nan was a Liverpool supporter, my uncle got me into it in early 80s, but at that stage I was coming to the tail end of what was a really good Liverpool side, and now you're talking of 30 years of just pure shite, to be honest with you, with a couple of sparks of magic in between it, and yeah, great nights and trophies, but the best fan base that you could possibly deal with it through. So I would like to see, this is why I'm saying always, when I'm saying to even the modern day fans and some of the young fellas that are supporting now, understand what's been happening for the last 30 years and then realize you're very lucky in the element that you have now with the Liverpool team, and so are we all. So enjoy it while it's there, lads. Seriously.
Yeah, it could. Do you reckon it could breathe a new, fresh lease of life to Jürgen? Because we see him, obviously, there was reports last couple of months, obviously, with the ownership. When those reports, he was very smiley, very something had been told. Looked like there was a change in his order in terms of the press conferences as well. So he'd been told something. And then
Jürgen Klopp. Oh, sorry, buddy. What?
I was just going to say, like, in terms of with this, goes back to the point that we mentioned at the top of the show, mate, the age profile. Obviously, Jürgen's contract is ending in 2 years. Like, it could, depending on how the next 2 years go, massively hinder or dependent on how it goes, mate. But
I think Jürgen wants to leave a legacy at Liverpool. He's done a lot, but I think he wants those extra few league titles. I don't think he'll be I don't think he'll be happy unless he has a minimum of 3 before he leaves. Yeah. And I don't think he'd think that it'll be good. We all think he's a legend and he's been super successful and all of that, even if he gets 1 or 2. But I think he wants to really, I think he wants another Champions League. I mean, he's gotten us to 3 bloody Champions League finals and won one of them, and
another European final as well, a couple of years prior to that, so.
Yeah, it's so, and we get to do that same competition this year. I think he'll definitely want to win that, because that'll be every trophy he could have possibly won with Liverpool. It's the same with Jordan Henderson and all of those that have been involved. So for me, I think Klopp cares about this team a lot more than we give him credit for, and I think he cares about the club even 10 times more than we give him credit for. And he's one of us. Like, I mean, I'm an Irish dude, man. I've been supporting Liverpool, which is an English team, my whole life. I mean, if I'm from Cork City, if Cork City and Liverpool play in the morning, I'd be wearing a Liverpool jersey. It's just the way I've been my whole life, like, And I think Klopp would be exactly the same, man. I think that, and once you're Liverpool, you're Liverpool. That's it, like. And I think he gets that. So
definitely, mate. The fabric, and obviously the great Bill Shankly, the great Bob Paisley as well.
Yeah.
And fair enough, but like, it just goes to show how much of a legendary manager Bill was. We were speaking to obviously Paul, obviously the son of obviously the great Ronnie Moran, only a couple of weeks ago. That is on obviously the Kitmen channel. Please do head out and check that out. Mods, if you can please drop that in the link. Well, the link to that will be in the description anyway. So it's a cracking listen, really, in all honesty. Really enjoyed that. Definitely have to get him back on, Kev, won't we? Really insightful, especially my general. Like, I'm only 28. Like, it's amazing, like, especially for people my age, just listening to stories as well.
It's important to keep this timeline or this period of Liverpool's history alive amongst the next generation, amongst moving on through the next, any talk. It's great living in what we're living in now, but you have to remember where it's built as well, and only these lads can keep these stories going, not us.
Yeah, it's the fundamental principles as which this great club does stand on, Kev, innit? Like in terms of not just in terms of how we act in the transfer market, how we act on the pitch as well, but how we act on social media as well at times. In all honesty, we are a Liverpool Football Club. We do things a certain way. Sometimes we don't always get it 100% right. Don't think any club will, but it's about rectifying those difficult moments that we've had and very much putting them correct, really. But I'm loving it, mate. Where are we on? 30th of June, nearly July, very soon as well. I cannot wait, mate. It's July tomorrow. It's only 8th of July. Yeah, another month, mate, and then we're more or less back underway, playing pre-season.
The window opens at 12 midnight.
12 minutes. So...
Yeah, for everywhere else. By the English Premier League. Yeah.
Happy days, right? Russ, speaking of buzzing fans, Kev, Russ will be absolutely made up, won't he? He's a massive Arsenal fan. How are you doing? Having some rice for dinner?
All right.
No, you'll be made up. I think you'll be tremendous.
I was wondering about that. I thought that was popcorn. I was looking at it for a second.
Kev, or Russ, and chat, let us know your thoughts on, obviously, how well do you anticipate Rice to do at Arsenal this season?
He's a good player, so I mean, I can only see him getting better at Arsenal. If he's got Odegaard next to him instead of the ilk that he had next to him in West Ham, you know, it's going to be tough, man, because Arsenal are a much faster side than West Ham. So whether he can keep up with the pace is the question, really. You know, I think he probably would have been suited to United better because they do like their counter-attacking football, but Arsenal they're very, you know, they're kind of a tiki-taka team. They're kind of based around what like what a low-end Barcelona in their prime team would have been like, and I don't know if that's his type of football. Hopefully he can develop for Arsenal fans and you know, we get to see what he's like. From a personal note, he boycotted Ireland so he can go F himself as far as I'm concerned. So I don't care. I hope you flop, you bum.
There we go. There we go. I knew that was coming. Well, sorry, lad. But that was coming. But the more competitive Arsenal are, and hopefully if Liverpool are in a title running, that means more opportunity for Arsenal to
City's
take
drop
points
points,
off Chelsea. So a more competitive league only amplifies and heightens very much so the Premier League, makes it even more competitive. I think that I look at a team and I'm most excited. I'm buzzing. I think all of us are buzzing going into next season. We keep on getting some quality players through the door. But I'm looking at Aston Villa, Kev. I'm intrigued massively in terms of how Unai Emery does do in the second his first proper full season at the football club. Because you look at, obviously, their new centre half that we just brought in, the name's completely gone out of my head anyway, but the lad from Villarreal, very highly regarded, 25-year-old, and it looks like they've got him on an absolute bloody bargain.
Torres, is it?
Nice one. Yeah, it was Torres.
Yeah, it's Torres, and it's look, Villa, they've been building on their fine last 6 months of last season, you know, and they're going to compete next season. For me personally, I think they could easily replace Spurs in that area of where Spurs are battling a lot for the top four. If Spurs lose Harry Kane, they don't invest well, they're in trouble for the next few seasons, to be honest with you. They're not in danger of just dropping to sixth or whatever. They're in danger of staying down in that Conference League football or even down as far as mid-table for the next few seasons. You're talking about the fall from grace that Aston Villa had when they used to always finish in the top seven all the time in the league.
I'd even say Everton as well, mate. You look at Richarlison, how as much as he have to be playing in the backside, but how integrated he was, and you've seen since he's gone, like they were relying heavily on DCL and Dominic Calvert-Lewin and the shocking players they've got. But it's probably other
DCL with the ACL, is it?
More like R2D2 or something like. I think R2D2's got more movement than him.
Poor fella's sick. No, he's sick. No 2.0 from storage. That fella. Look, Spurs are in big danger if they don't invest well. They're still stuck with midfielders playing as centre backs, and like Kulusevski came in and he was kind of like he was going to be like kind of light and shine, shiny knight and shining armor for kind of them. He did, yeah, but I think he's been infected with the Spurs disease, where it gets into your skin and you're just like, oh, we're never going to win anything, and that's just the way it is. We're so Spurs, and then that's just the way, that's where they're kind of stuck at the moment. So I don't know.
Bentancur, I'd love, mate. Like,
I like Son at his age now. I would take him cheap.
Yeah, as Weeks has said there, Son is wasted. Like, and there was that classic social media clip going around. It was the last year or the year before. All Liverpool players were asked pick 2 players, and of course, the main one would be who could you pick? Would be Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah,
and the second player everyone said in the Liverpool team was Son. And I was like, bloody hell, yeah. If we didn't have Mane, you would have anticipated Kev. Liverpool would have got Son if we didn't have Mane playing at such a high level.
But no, Son, as I say, is magically gone from 31 to 30, and because of the way that North Korea have changed their timeline, whatever the hell is going on there, he's changed his age. But yeah, for me, look, he would have been. I don't know. They'll Spurs are Spurs unless they if they lose Harry Kane, they're going to struggle for the next couple of seasons. I don't know where they're going to get their goals from. They can build with their whoever was a Van der Ven. Was he gone to there? Is he?
Well, it's me thinking that they've got Poch. No, he went to Chelsea, didn't he?
He went to Chelsea, yeah.
It's a weird appointment. They got
Madison and what's the man? Victor, is it?
Yeah.
Vicario.
Vicario, yeah, Madison.
Yeah.
Van der Ven, they've been linked to
and they want Van der Ven. So yeah, there's a lot of links coming in there that way. I mean, we're in for him as well. But Van der Ven, what's been happening recently is that Spurs will get Van der Ven over on the plane, start to do the medical. He'll complete the medical and then sign for Liverpool. And then
full on Luis Diaz,
proper Luis Diaz. Yeah, we'll take him there. Yeah, but look. They're just up ship creek without a paddle, and
some creek.
Yeah, shit creek. Yeah, shit creek without a paddle. But yeah, they're stuck in a bubble, I think, man, and it's going to be hard for them to get out of it. I actually had them doing better than Arsenal last season because of the way they set up the stuff with Kulusevski. I was like, surely they're going to drive on from here. They kept Kane. Son was firing on all cylinders. They did Kulusevski, they had Bentancur, they did all these players, but then they said the problem is their backline still, and they haven't gone past Davies and
they've got that. They've had that fella in goal, mate. As Wiggs said, he's a shocking goalkeeper for me. Like,
went from World Cup winner to absolute bag of mad spiders, didn't he? It's that's it's like somebody put him in a machine and just told him there was £1 million in there, but all it was a load of pennies, and he's just like this.
Like one of those was it the gym
the wind tunnels, the wind tunnels, and he's like this. So the ones in the wind tunnels, he's trying to grab all the things. Yeah, I don't know, man. I've had my Mark Oldbridge moment for the night now, but it's but yeah, look, Spurs have just, I feel for a man, because I think they're going to struggle. I think they're going to they could have as big a drop off if they're not careful as Everton, as you said. And
I think Chelsea are a weird one, mate, to be mentioned. Like, they are a strange club.
Yeah.
Like, you look at, they had Eminem, they brought Eminem in down that left wing, didn't he? Yeah. He doesn't even get in the Ukrainian under-21s, I don't think. Like, it's very strange.
I didn't even hear of him before all these links were happening. They were like, Arsenal going in from 100 million dollars. And I was like, who's your man? It's just a bit of a dribble in the Ukrainian league against a load of dustbin men.
It's very risky in all honesty. You look at Pepe at Arsenal, like that never gets spoken enough. Like 60, 70 odd million. How much he paid for him.
That was pre-TV rights money as well. So that's the equivalent of 130 million euro right now.
Yeah.
Nuts.
So that is no
madness.
But long way to continue. If you want to keep on clubs round us spending all their money and then Liverpool just give it another week, wait for our other teams round us to potentially do our negotiating for us. And then
Yeah.
at the end of the day, as we said, Kev, once Liverpool turn up in negotiations, players, McAllister, Szoboszlai, more or less, literally by all accounts, if you listen to all
it's that meme, isn't it? Where the fella's walking on the road with his girlfriend and the other one's walking up the other way, and then he goes, "It is." Yeah, that's who's there? What did you say? See you later. I'll meet you at home.
Yeah.
I'm not coming back. I say, yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much what it is at the moment. So it's just chicken regulars, salt chips, and a few cream cheese, jalapeno poppers, and Szoboszlai to wash it down. That's it.
Scouts, I thought that's what you were ordering tonight. I was going to say that was some naughty scran, that lad. He used to be a solid goalkeeper too, turned into Carrie.
He did, yeah.
It's weird one. Is Carrie still at Newcastle, chat? Is he? Because I think he was still at Newcastle, isn't he? Or like, did you give him like it was a 6-month contract in January?
Maybe.
Speeds needs a complete revamp. It's going to be how mad this next season is as well. That question does always get asked, chat and Kev, with winning teams. That's what Pep does so well. I know we all joke about City having lots of money, and they do. But it's that notion of getting professional footballers to go again. Like, it's that mentality. And that's what I wish Liverpool had. But we would have if it wasn't for City. But whether Liverpool would have got those 90-point seasons without City, I don't think we would have. Just both teams. I think I watched the overlap episode. You haven't seen it, chat. Neville interviewed Company, and he said a lot of applauders and for much big respect for Company. He was like, yeah, they were just like a chihuahua or whatever. He didn't say that, but like more or less just biting at your feet, just constantly 100%. And he drove them onto levels that even he himself said we didn't think we had, but they pushed us. But yeah, it's this league next season, Kev. It's gonna be interesting. Even we haven't even mentioned Brighton in terms of their standard. Like, their evolution.
Like they've done so well. If they lose Caicedo as well, though, they'll drop off a bit. They'll develop another few players and stuff, but they'll drop off completely. Just kind of like Wolves did a few seasons ago before they were, rinsed of players. Like Southampton did when they were finishing up near the Champions League spots, and then they got rinsed of players. It's just what these teams are there. You'd like to think that these teams can go again and go again and go again, but there's hardly any teams that kind of lose some of their best players and then survive in the same positions for the following season. It's very rare, and you would think that financially they're going to benefit from it. Like we pulled Brighton's pants down really by knowing what we can get McAllister for, and getting him for 35 million is an absolute steal. Like that's ridiculous. So.
Happy days.
Yeah, so
I was going to say, chat, let us know your thoughts if there's anything that you want to speak about, Kev, in terms of football. And obviously, we'll quickly recap for anyone just tuning in anyway. Obviously, we did see, as you can see on the right of the screen there, me and Kev done a very long show. It was an hour and 30 minutes. And then, more or less, when we finished, it broke this evening that Liverpool have activated the buyout clause, as we know, which is good, 70 million. I just can't wait. I don't know what it is about Szoboszlai, Kev, or chat, or I think this is the player that we've been crying out for the last 5 years.
Creative midfield. These two players are creative midfielders and really good anchors and link-up players. They're all own players, McAllister and Szoboszlai. Slightly different with their outputs at the end. Like Szoboszlai is a guy that likes to take a strike, like a Gerrard from distance, but he's also the guy that can meg you in 2 seconds. McAllister's a guy that holds onto the ball well, links up well with other players and stuff. So Klopp is getting a really good balance there within the side, and both players can switch from right to left no matter where they start as well. Because you'll find that even Szoboszlai will start on the right, but he tends to drift a lot over to the left as well. And so like it's nuts, man. And even with that news there with De Gea, man, that's just what United are doing to him is
I'll tell you what, like, and we spoke about it on this one, like, yeah, he's got his clangers, but he's still, if you're at any club around Europe, if you can get him on cheap wages, because he was like 350 at United, but I don't think he'll be going to any club wanting that.
I think that's 50-50 between United and him. I think the reason why De Gea's form has been that way is because of what United turned into. And,
who's to say that's been going on behind closed doors? And, like, professional footballers, they are human at the end of the day. Like, yet to get paid lots of money, but internally that just shows an absolute utter lack of respect. And for someone that's been at the club when you were winning titles as well, Kev, he was like the last bit of Fergie in that team. He was there when they won the league.
I don't know, 12 years.
Yeah, 12 years.
Yes, I think he joined the season that they lost the league to City that time, and then they won it the following season when they got Van Persie and as well as that, and I think him and Van Persie played a huge part. Without that, they wouldn't have had their last title, to be honest with you.
Even top four for the last 10 years, mate.
Yeah.
When they have finished top four, he's been a massive.
Do you remember the amount of times he stopped? We were miles by far the better side, and the amount of saves he'd pull off against us, worldly saves as well.
Top ins.
Don't get me wrong, De Gea is still a top quality goalkeeper. He's nowhere near the level of Alisson and all that these days, but still a very top level quality goalkeeper. Wouldn't surprise me if we see him at another big English club, or he'll probably Barcelona, a PSG if Donnarumma moves. You're talking a Bayern. Well, who's at Bayern Munich right now?
No, yeah, he would have been out the door if it wasn't for the people round him, the hierarchy. He was in hot bother, really. Obviously, going on holiday and then breaking your leg, not ideal.
He could go. He could go to them, or he could go to
or even Saudi,
Dortmund. Yeah, or he could go to Saudi. He could make his money and go to Saudi.
On like £500,000 a week, But I don't think
that's probably where he'll end up. I know he's more. He seems like more of a down to earth fella, but then money talks.
Go and chase it, mate. He deserves it after having a club. But I tell you what, I reckon there'll be an English club coming in for him. If I was an English club outside the top six, I was going to say Aston Villa, but they've got the Argentinian World Cup winner in between the sticks anyway. So
Martinez, yeah.
So
Brighton maybe.
Is it Reyes meant to be going away from?
Is he going? Yeah. He was asking to leave or something.
Leaving Brentford.
Yeah. Everton is it if Pickford goes another way.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Chatty, we were saying.
You still get to hear them then.
Going from him to Pickford to him. Oh my lord! To see posters of Virgil van Dijk with those two on the door.
Yeah.
But yeah, we win the midfield battles 9 times out of 10. We'll win the game 100% there, Wiggs, and that's paramount, really. But it's a Well, I'd say, Kev, just a waiting game now, really. Especially if we can get that over the line this evening. By all accounts, we have. Relax now.
I think Russell was talking about the thing with Gavardiol earlier and what we were talking about.
Yeah.
So Russell, there was I think you asked the question earlier, way back in the chat a bit. He was saying, "What is this true about Gavardiol stuff?" We don't know. The only thing that we know, because we're not journalists, we're not people with sources, but we have friends of friends, and and especially Jamie from Jamie Phillips Football Chat said it earlier that a friend of his that was texting him the news said he texted him about 2.5 weeks ago saying that Szoboszlai was going to come to Liverpool, and he was like, "No, he's not," and then and he said that Gavardiol is also being talked about. So when he said that, he said he texted him today after it was done, and then said, "Told you about Szoboszlai. I told you I'm hearing it here," and then he's like, "But it'll be Gavardiol next," and that was according to this guy. No, he knows a few people that know, So everybody knows everybody that's around here. I mean, it's like somebody from living in Anfield and talk to the same people going in and out the building all the time. They'd probably know a few things and not say nothing, So yeah, but that's the links at the moment. We know that Liverpool have looked at him, but we haven't seen that there was concrete kind of chance of getting him. But apparently, no, it is because of the way Jurgen Klopp is building this new team, and Schmadtke is coming in and really dragging really top quality, probably the best players that are available at the moment in the German league.
I was going to say there, Kev, in chat, if that was the case, say if Liverpool were to bring in a commanding, if it's Gavardiol or whoever, a commanding left-sided centre-half that's got quite a lot of youth on inside, we'll see a Matip leave next season. Where does that leave Andy Robbo in the team if Liverpool are to go 3-2-2-3 to 3-2-5? 3-2-5 formation anyway, because would you play him the left side of a midfield, like a winger or something, or
in a 5-man, in a 5-man maybe? What would you call it? The jet fighter formation, with you'd have one fella sitting higher up, but almost like a number, a free number 10.
Would you put? that's where currently has been playing, obviously. And we said this last couple of months, haven't we? When we've done shows, he's been limited going down the left-hand side, mate.
But he hasn't been creating enough as well, you know. So this is where the talk comes in from Robbo, and I think the club is already working on this. Like I love Robbo. I think he's captain material for Liverpool, but I think the club is already looking at people to come in and play these roles. I don't think it's Simicast. I don't think he's ready yet, and or even at the same quality as Robbo. But I think that Liverpool are already looking at a person. I think this is why we're seeing the Ignacio set up, because I think VVD is going to sit in the middle and be protected by Konate and Ignacio if you are going to bring him in on the left hand side, and that's why we're probably not seeing a right back being touted for yet. It could be that VVD sits left, Konate sits central, and Gavardiol comes in as well on the right. But they're weighing up their options to see which side they're going to balance on, which means it opens up more for Robbo to stay. And that's the only reason why I think that they're going for a Gavardiol over this, because if they want to stay loyal to Robbo, they're going to have to create scenarios where he plays left back, and maybe in parts of his contract he has to play a certain amount of games as well on his improved contract. So that time. So look, I love Robbo, man. I hope he gets back to the form he does. I hope it's just all down to fatigue from last season, and they're all going to come back fighting fit this season. But other than that, man, yeah, look, I don't care who comes in as long as it benefits the team and as long as we're back to trying to battle and winning things again. I really don't care. That's just who I am. I adore players. I appreciate them. I'll big them up to the ends of the earth. But once they're not performing at the level that's required and it's continuous, then you know that everybody has to be replaced at some point. So yeah.
Could he play that 6 role that obviously we've seen John Stones and obviously Zinchenko
he could,
at Arsenal play? Because you look at Trent in that 6 role if we do go to 3-back formation. No, honestly, mate. Apologies, my camera's packed in. Try and get that on a sec, mate. But could potentially as well, Kev. Could you see?
Yeah, he could. Whether he be that defensive, he's like Robbo's he's 150%. You know, head the ball. He's not too calm when it comes to doing his job. I don't think he could do it big time in the midfield in the number 6 role. Trent could. He's a lot calmer than what Robbo is. But Robbo is a little whippet. He likes getting dug in. He likes running up and down the wings. He's that, you know, that Duracell bunny that runs up and down the line and stuff the whole time. And he's just been tired last season. That's all. And I think, you know, we'll see the best of him. I think he can play a left wing back ahead of that 3-man line. And, you know, you might see that somebody up front is probably sacrificed in some of these formations to get that 3-5-2 going, you know, but like I said, you're probably more than likely going to see a 2-3-2-3 going forward, you know, or you know, so or you know a 3-3-2-2. If I'm thinking about it, 3-3-2-2, yeah.
What a 1-1-1-1-1-1-1.
1-1-1. I'll take M for 40, please.
Yeah. Big up, mate. Big up Ends as well, mate. Obviously, Ends, please, mods, can you... Well, I'll drop Ends, but if there's any mods in the chat, or Ends, you're a mod in the chat anyway, drop your channel link in there, please, mate, if you can. And please do, everyone, please do head over. I know, been trying to get Ends on, but as I said, content creators, him and Savage have been absolutely smashing it lately, as always. So if you're not aware of his channel, please go over to Endsman TV. Show your
Ends is a troll, man. You know that?
Well,
Ends a wind-up merchant. Yeah, he just sets the boys on each other inside and he's chatting and then goes off and giggles in the back corner, man. He's funny.
That's part of being a host as well. You've got to create debate as well, haven't you?
Yeah.
So it's
he said that you said that, but that's what I think anyway. He knows what I'm
There we go. He's on it as well. There we go. Big up there, mate. Yeah, so please do head over, subscribe. We're getting Ends on. It's thing when you're doing, everyone's doing shows at similar times as well. But big up, mate. Hope you're well. Who's next?
I know his tricks. I know his tricks, so I don't get involved. I just watch the lads and I start giggling and I'm just sitting there. I have my proper dude where's my car face going. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Big up there. Oh, Mickey, bloody hell. Just enjoy. We're getting a top class Hungarian attacker midfield, the age of 22. going into his prime career. But Ricky, you can tell Ricky's just not been watching. Probably had us on mute or something. We've said that we've been live for the last hour and 10 minutes, mate. So a centre half, a midfielder, extra midfield would be nice. But in terms of, we'll get to the last couple of questions, comments anyway. You guys, you texted about Szoboszlai after Gvardiol. Yes, yeah. Time will tell, Russell. As I said, fingers crossed, it might be true. If it is, then happy.
Oh, who did he say? No, he thought I meant somebody else after Gvardiol. No, he said that. He said in the text Jamie did when it was on his channel about your man that sent it to him. Told him 2 weeks ago. Because I watched that show actually when he said it to him that he apparently went for Szoboszlai and he tried to pronounce it himself and he couldn't. And I remember your man was there in the show when he texted it, and then he says that Gvardiol. He says, I believe that when he said, and Jamie was taking the piss out of it, so he wasn't believing it. And then your man came around and told him today, I told you, we're hearing it here. In he's German, like he's based around Leipzig, so they're after hearing it that they're going. So if Liverpool get those two over the line, man, that's Leipzig's two best players there, to be honest with you.
I'll tell you what, they'll be splashing that dough in the Bundesliga like it's candy, mate. Like they should really be challenging next season if they invest it well. I think Lyman as well. Obviously, he was a free transfer at the back end of the season. He's gone on a free transfer, I think, gone to Bayern Munich as well. So they've got quite a lot of big saves. Christopher Nkunku as well, especially losing Nkunku, Gvardiol, and Szoboszlai. What's that? 200?
That's
north 200 million, like easy for them. Them three, that's ridiculous. Can they replace them, Kev? Would you say?
They've done it already. They've done it a few times right now. They had Naby Keita. They had, they had your man Werner. They had, all of these guys that went in and they all left and they still replaced them. They'll be happy getting their top four all the time and winning the odd league every 4 or 5 seasons and let Dortmund and thing battle it out. It makes them their money back. It keeps them getting the TV rights money deals. It keeps them getting the cup competition money, and it keeps self-esteem, because that's what RB want. They want that thing off their back where they're the team that just created themselves out of nothing, and then the rest of the German league hates them because they're all people-owned clubs, and they're saying, this company's coming in and they're trying to buy the league, kind of like City kind of scenario, and that's the stigma that they have in the Bundesliga at the moment, that they're not a like side because of and it's big money to them over there, winning leagues, winning tournaments and stuff. But at the moment they want to do it the right way, so that they're buying to sell, selling to buy, and they're trying to make themselves look like they're self-sustaining rather than buy merchants.
100%. Like, I'm beaming ear to ear, as you can tell. What is it? Scouts has said, I'd frame John Henry's yellow apology rose video if we got Gvardiol. We all have to do a video. We'd have to parody every Liverpool fan. You'd have to put it on Facebook, your Instagram, and everything. Everyone. And as he said, Dave Weeks has said, like, heads would fall off well and truly. 100%, mate. Considering obviously Man City, but time will tell. Time is the biggest teller in life anyway, so we'll find out. Women in the German league gets you 100 million prize money. I think it's I know the Eredivisie, it's 10 million, which is ridiculous. Hence why they snapped our hands off for the Cody Gakpo.
It is, but they're not beating Bayern Munich and Dortmund every season unless they're buying the league, and this is the stigma that they're trying to get away from. RB Leipzig. This is what their fan base is even saying themselves. They want to get away from that stigma of being the Man City of the league, where they just go and buy everybody to win the league. They want to, because in it's frowned upon a lot more in the German league than what it is over here in the English league, because now there's a lot more money involved in the English Premier League, but in the German league it's all fan-owned clubs, self-sustaining, sponsorship investment, this kind of stuff. So they don't have the it's completely different. So they don't get what we get over here. So it's a matter of them doing it the right way according to their fans anyway, that they don't want to be given that stigma anymore. 100 million, you can't laugh your head off at that, but if they can do it the right way, then they can do it every season if they do it the right way. But we see. Yeah,
and we joke about this, Russell, but one come out last night, and it wasn't just in some jag publication. It come out from the Times newspaper as well. So very well respected publication.
Is it 180 now instead of 115?
No.
Right.
I think we're just taking the Mickey. But there was another one to add to the 100. I think it's 116 now, is it?
Yeah.
But it was something to do with sponsoring. But yeah, their owners can sod City. We're coming for you next season.
Oh. Yeah.
Hopefully. TV rights, yes. Money is a wash in football, but it's all because of the Premier League. Come on, boys. As long as it stops Man City winning the league.
It's the most profitable league. You know, I mean, besides Real Madrid and Barcelona making all the money in La Liga, that's why La Liga licks their bums all the time and lets them get away with murder. It you know, over here it's done differently. If the Premier League and the FA really need to step up and show their power and gain respect back from all fan bases by putting the sanctions down on clubs that do the cheating like this. So if Man City are after doing the cheating, even if they're done for 10 of those out of 115, they're very serious. They're 115 very serious breaches. So 10 of those would get them docked titles and leagues and asterisks here and whatever there, you know. So hopefully the right outcome comes of it, you know. And
yeah, sorry, Dale. I was just looking at Brozovic. Dave, obviously, if you've missed that one, it was 2 nights ago. He put on his Instagram like the blue and white dots to say obviously Forza Inter
Milan,
and then I think by all accounts they threw the loads of dough at him. And fair play, he's just, like all of us. If you got a job there, that's gonna be giving you lots of money. Go for it. Money changes. It can change the whole of his life. His next 10 families after them can be absolutely sound.
Yeah.
Like, especially the backgrounds in, like, especially the South American countries, Kev. Like, that's why they have such an affection for football as well. Certain backgrounds. Not everyone's in this privileged
it's their way
position.
out.
Yeah, it means everything to them, mate. Like, even the great shout out to the Redmen TV lads as well for their Bobby documentary, and same to the Liverpool documentary as well. Like, on their socials. So it's a complete different way of life, that the way in which South Americans or a lot of people around the continent as well examine football, mate. And that's probably why, Kev, that it just breathes so much fresh talent every single, like every 10 years that passes. There's always generational talents coming through.
Yeah, you know, there's there's ways out and stuff like that. I'm looking at some of the things there with the lads in the chat with some of the players. I don't know if we'll see City as hungry this season after finally going to the Champions League and doing it. They might go after it again because they like the buzz off of it. But will they be as hungry this season? I agree with the Wiggs team there about Mahrez. Getting rid of Mahrez seems daft because he is dangerous. Like, he's a dangerous player. He's a fella I probably would have brought on now to take Salah off. Like, he's a guy I would have taken from City, brought to the right wing, and if we needed to give Salah a rest, you could bring Mahrez on and he would be just as deadly on the right hand side.
Yeah, he's good enough to get in every single team in Europe apart from City.
Yeah.
Right wing.
So yeah, like that's the thing for me. So it's a daft thing that they don't want to get rid of him, but it's you know, it only makes them weaker in my mind because now they lose it. Did they lose Bernardo Silva as well? Is he gone or did they extend it?
Well, he was rumoured to be going last week to the Saudi League, wasn't he, Chat?
Okay.
Like, big money as well. So you do wonder.
Gundogan is gone as well.
Who are they going to be buying? Like, you look at Bellingham's gone to Real, Chat, and go, like, it's weird.
They just lost out on Rice as well.
Right, so there's probably, of course, there's talent out there, but there's no one that I can pinpoint a player and go, right,
I wouldn't be surprised if they have a bit of a transition season themselves. You know, and people are they going to be slated as much as we were this season because we were tired? I mean, they just did a lot. They just won the treble. They can afford to turn around and have an easy. If they were competitive, they wouldn't. But if they can afford to turn around and have an easy season coming up, and then give Pep like one hell of a season before he leaves, because he said he's not staying beyond his next contract, is he? He said he's only just staying till now, and then he's gone no matter what. So, I don't know, man. It's you don't know what's going to come with them. It wouldn't surprise me if it was us and Arsenal and.
Oh yeah, Vega. Sorry there, mate. Yeah,
who's linked to Vega?
City as well. We've been linked with him.
Oh yeah.
I think he plays on that right central midfield 3 in a 4-3-3. So yeah, I was getting to Szoboszlai would indicate that. I'd be very surprised. I'd love it if we bought him as well, but yeah, we're being too greedy. I think, as I said there, mate. But
Yeah, I think it'd be great to come in and battle with Salah, wouldn't he? Probably eventually take over from him at the right age. So yeah, yeah, Mahrez is one that I would pick. Is he a free transfer?
Mahrez,
he's been released. Or are they getting rid of him?
No. I think he's still contracted with the club.
Okay. No, I wouldn't be buying him.
It was only Gundogan potentially that they might be. Oh, he's gone Barcelona as well. The big player that's gone. He's gone Barcelona as well.
Yeah.
Like, bloody hell, I forgot about that. Yeah, it's weird. I think it either, Kev. In chat, let us know your thoughts on that. It's you're allowed, especially off the back of the treble. We'd love a treble, bloody hell. So yeah.
I can see City resorting again to what they did early in the season, which is a lot of long ball football, because they can get away with it now, up to Haaland, and hope for the best. That hindered them at the start of last season, but I can see them trying it again next season from the way they're going. But I think, that it could be us and Arsenal, and if I don't know about United getting involved there, maybe Chelsea could sneak back into it just from 10th straight up. Be a big turnaround, but I can't see them gaining that amount of points off of these. I mean, they lost. Who did they bring in? They got Enzo anyway, but they've got Nkunku, who is Sterling staying there? Havertz is gone. Who are they bringing in a striker?
I think they're looking at Nkunku really, aren't they?
He's already in, isn't he? He was 50 million or something like that. So,
but even Lukaku,
are they looking at Osimhen?
Yeah, I'm intrigued to see who Osimhen goes to.
I'd love if Chelsea brought Lukaku back, man. That'd be the stupidest move in the history for any team to bring him back a third time, and just no.
Like legality rules as well, surely, Kev. Like there has to be some. Well, we know there's a lot of things going.
Yeah, come on. My saying is, and water is wet. It's just
a bit.
Yeah, like this. It's nuts, man. I still think I still believe. I know that we're after getting in, or we're getting in. That is not done and dusted yet, but we're triggering the release cause of Szoboszlai. But if he's brought in, and it is to kind of challenge Salah eventually, because we're going to probably move Trent up a bit further, then you'd have to be surely thinking that a Gvardiol is coming in at the same time for that kind of position. If we're covering this right hand side, and just imagine Trent, Szoboszlai, and Salah attacking you from that right hand side. That's nuts to think about even right now, and that's what's going to happen next season for us.
Yeah. Carry on speaking, Kev. I'm going to get this bloody kit. I've completely forgot about it. It's probably chat. So carry on there. I need to get a picture of this kit up anyway.
All right, yeah, go on.
We're going to spend a good 10 minutes ripping it to bits.
I won't rip it. I like it.
At least it's not the white kit from last season. When you looked at that with Connor, and the first time I've actually seen it in person, like that white kit was shocking. Like it definitely played on the psychological side of Liverpool players, like with the Reds and all that. Because
I bought it when I was hallucinating on drink.
Tonight, go and get it in the water.
No, but I like the goalkeeper jersey. I haven't bought a goalkeeper jersey for a few years, so that might be worth a punt.
Where's this one?
Let's see. But anyway, let me have a look at this. So hate him, but what a player. Who's Bernardo Silva? He's just let him go off and rot in the sunset, to be honest with you. But I would have taken David Silva in his prime. Yes. What's going on? Jack's found something.
Yeah, I shared that. Interesting little quote. Our mate Jan, I'd love to get him on an episode.
Jan Agafjordov.
Yeah, he's a good lad. Yeah. I love that, and it's a Scandinavian TV. You can swear, it's
brilliant. It's the way the rest of the world should be. Yeah. I'm surprised Ireland hasn't done it years ago, but there's too many lefties over here, man.
Where's that one? Is that one?
I agree, Dan. I do agree. I think City will drop off next season. I think the surprise package to come up into the top four is probably going to be Villa.
I didn't take into account the overlays. There we go.
Yeah.
Can you see that chart made up again?
Yeah.
Interesting little assessment from Jan.
Not a few tough.
Yeah. If you want to read that, Kev.
Read Szoboszlai. An assessment of his strengths. One of the things I like most about him is his natural and effortless acting style. He excels at concealing his intentions. often putting others in advantageous positions. He possesses a rich offensive skill set when playing one-on-one. So that's pretty much a Bobby Firmino role, creating chances for other people by masking your intentions. Furthermore, he demonstrates versatility by being able to play in almost any position on the field, except for traditional centre-forward role. His ability to maneuver the ball in tight spaces is truly remarkable. The last word I get to is the easiest word for me to say, and I say remarkable. All right, no, so remarkable. But for me that just screams of James Milner and mixed with Bobby Firmino, and I would take that player all day long with a striking premise of Gerrard and close control at the feet of Philip Coutinho. So what we just got ourselves there, lads, is a robot. And
Kev's hiding.
I'm living in a box. I'm living in a cardboard box. But like, no man, what we got there ourselves there is a cyborg, pretty much. There's that's high praise from Yanaga.
All encompassing, you'd say, wouldn't he? Yeah, so Jack of all trades.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read through those comments. Just got to shoot.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I'll do it now. I got that.
What is it?
The new kit up. And you can have a little gander with chat.
Where do you get with that, mate? If you get the right signs, we go. 200,000 fans came out for City's title parade. 750,000 came out for ours, and 500,000 were on the streets for a double. Shows you the difference in fan base. Was it 200,000 up enough, or did they change around? Did they milk the numbers in that as well? Did they get their financial team onto their marketing team?
I'm telling you, their marketing team just buys stuff not that much money like they do. Weird this, innit? And Anfield effects with the was it the Minecraft gif? It is big up them as well. Big up lads. It's Reds on the road. Chat, what the verdict? Give it out of 10. What are we saying? I'm gonna give that 5 out of 10.
I think it'll grow on us. I think if we see him winning in it, it'll grow on us. It'll be like the what was that kit that we didn't lose?
United 4-1 kit.
Yeah. People just didn't like it because of all the graphic stuff on it, and then all of a sudden it became a legendary kit. It's just it's designed nice enough. I would hate it if it was a lot more than what it is. I don't obviously the only problem with all of that, the green in it, is those boxy bits that are on the green. You could have had where it was just plain green and the odd boxy light green bit in the white, maybe, if you wanted it that way. But it just takes some getting used to. Anytime we see new kit, everybody just kind of loses their wiggle. I hate it. I hate it. And then they go to the shop and buy it.
Yeah, I would bring up the video, but obviously due to copyright, I won't be able to show it. There was if you haven't seen it, chat. Have you seen Kev? We'll watch it after. But we haven't seen chat. So. In terms of Jürgen Klopp giving Andy Robbo what is it?
Oh, I seen it.
Like a Fisher jacket, is it? I don't know what
it's the same thing with the version of that, but they're taking the piss out of it themselves.
Like a bubble one. Klopp just literally hands it to dresses Robbo himself and just absolutely pisses himself. Klopp's like, what have we got here? I love that gaffer. He's absolute legend as well.
Yeah, I think what that is the it's like a green screen jacket for putting different logos and stuff over stuff. So it's that version of that, but it's got similar design on it because it's different shades for the different lights, and that's what that is. And they were using it because it's the same as that. And he was just like, it's that laugh, man. When he gets going, he's stuck in a bubble when he's stuck there laughing like that, man. That's lethal. I love it.
So Scouse has gone with 7. I've gone with 5. Give it to me.
I'll go between that. I'll go 6 this time because I like a clean white kit as an away kit, or even a clean yellow kit with a bit of red through it. I enjoy that.
Pocket road, yeah. Let's say some classic. Saying that, it was the Mackey's kit, Kev, last season. I was literally in Anfield, and even before the fake kit did get released, there was some lad in Anfield, he was literally wearing the kit 3 weeks or 3 months prior to the release. I was like, mate.
Oh yeah, that was China.
Yeah, he must know someone at the club or whatnot, or obviously got it from there. but it was mad. It was like, bloody hell, lad. That was quick.
Yeah.
It's
I don't mind it, man. It's not been one of our worst kits. I mean, so we some horrible bloody kits out there. I mean, do you remember the one that we had the other few seasons ago with the purple and the white and the black going through when Suarez was in there? It turned out to be a really good season, but
yeah,
it was just manky. Yeah, you know, these kind of ones. These have been just terrible ones. The one where we lost to Bournemouth away on the 4-3 as well. That wasn't a great kit either. I never really liked Liverpool with purple kits unless it's a goalkeeper, and that's going to be our third kit as well this year. Or that green kit, you know. I love the one that had when we had what's his name, Titi Kamara playing for us. That was a nice enough green kit, a bit but the nicest ones for me are the 92 to 94 season kits where it had the Adidas 3 stripes going across the shoulder in the red and the green. They were just simply gorgeous. You know, those ones. They were lovely.
You've given me an idea for a show there, Kev.
What's that? Rating the kits.
RateMyKit.com.
Yeah.
Don't type that in. Don't know why you're gonna find out on Google. Yeah. So we might do one this week. Got to do some showcasing of new kits. But I mean, it's just Wiggs has gone with 5, mate. But at the end of the day, as long as it puts it towards the Szoboszlai fund and the whoever else is coming in, go at the boys, go mad, get about 5 kits.
I'll take it. Take them.
There we go.
We'll take it.
Yeah, Gerard Wilder. Yeah, he did definitely well into award it. Yeah, Gerard going. I think that was cancelled. Ricky, obviously, we spoke about that last week anyway. Obviously, I jumped on the back of the news and I think ripped too prematurely, and I said that last week, this week as well. It looked like he had cancelled.
That's what she said.
Yeah, well, get on. It's 9 o'clock. It sounds. All good in the hood. But yeah, so Darren's going with an 8, Panam's going with a 5, Ricky's taking a Mickey. 10. Nah, come out today. Nah, 2 years. I doubt it did. Yeah. I haven't seen nothing of that really. Well, we'll Google it now anyway, but I doubt it. Yeah, I don't know where Vicky's. Is Vicky or Luke? Yeah. I haven't seen. I've literally been on Twitter all day anyway. Don't think it has.
Oh yeah, Steven Gerrard is close to joining Al Ettifaq in the Saudi Premier League. Goal.com. 2 hours ago.
Was it 2 hours ago? But that come out last week though, didn't it? Or was that? Fair enough.
All right.
But yeah, I think I'll not to be able to wear the LFC kit again. Going on. 6 Liverpool legends will be involved in our activities when we visit Singapore next month for our pre-season. Go ahead there. I love that. Chat, I'll just remove this over, like, it'll be better. A little bit of news here, chat. There we go.
Ah, nice.
So Liverpool, when was this? Oh, it was 10 past 10. Well, you missed that, chat. 6 Liverpool legends will be involved in our activities when we visit Singapore next month. So all the Singapore Reds, happy days, mate. You'll be able to see Lucas skate, I'm guessing. Just seeing Lucas there. Oh,
Daniel Agger, maybe.
I've got to be careful what a show able to with Twitter. You never know what you're going to find on bloody Twitter these days.
Oh, yeah, it's nuts. Yeah.
So, especially with me following Kevin, Ricky, and the boys. So, but yeah, it's been an absolutely fantastic show this evening. Big up there, Jen. Good to see you in here, Jen. Hope you had a fantastic evening. Massive thank you for tuning in, and hope you had a good week as well. Yeah, we are concluding here, chat. Right, my kit is available, not in use. Oh, Scouse has already Googled it. I wonder, yeah, not that I comment any more on that, like, but I wonder who's taking that up. But big up, Lucas Leiva is a Scouse, yeah. And would you say, Kev, finally, like, very, well, I wouldn't say similar career, but in terms of trajectory, really, in terms of how up and down his career was, and then the back end of his career at Liverpool. Obviously, last year he was forced to retire from professional football due to his obviously heart condition, I think, which is disappointing. But yeah, I love Lucas.
Oh yeah.
He got
he turned from one. It's kind of similar to Jordan Henderson in a way. He turned from one of the most hated players in a Liverpool shirt into one of the most beloved. Just for his sheer determination and love for the club, and just changing positions to suit the team and not himself. It's it's just like Lucas Leiva, and I still use it to this day. But the unlucky, and he goes off for half an hour. I mean, that's it's classic, man. He's a cult hero.
As Darren said, definitely. Cool hero.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah. Just the words right out of my mouth.
Happy day. So because of homegrown rules, that means Gavin Birch or Lavia over for them. Russell, there'll be quite well.
One more, can't we?
Yeah, there'll be a whale of speculation, as Kev said. So one more, and then obviously with the not 100% chat. So obviously if it's under 21, there might be a workaround really, because obviously we've got rid of Reece Williams out the door, so you'd anticipate, Kev, there'd be one slot available there for a young player.
If Thiago leaves, maybe there'll be more there. Look, there's players there that can go and call. I don't think we're done selling players in the market. Would not surprise me if Thiago went to somebody like Gerrard in Saudi Arabia or even to the US and started playing over there.
That would be ideal though, Kev, and that would be ideal, Chas, in terms of Liverpool, as we said, top of the show, do the business, and then back end of the window, we clear, not deadwood, but we get rid of one or two that are really surplus to requirements in terms of long-term ambition of the club. We love all of our players, but certain players do need moving on, as we've said.
Black and gold is quality colour. It is.
Yeah, there we go. Baby. Yeah, that one was impossible to get hold of, really, mate. It was like it's sold out. The whole point of getting Nike was, we can supply it, Kev, wasn't it? And then
the goalkeeper one, that was nuts.
That was ridiculous. But I've had enough of Kev. I think Kev's had enough of me. He's had 3 hours live streaming with me today, so I really do appreciate it, Kev. Shout out, obviously, because you are streaming on your channel.
I am. Hello, my channel. I forgot you were there for a second, but I think everybody moved because there was a few over my channel and they just moved over here then, of this one. So, lads, I'm Spider LFC on the UB Tubes, and I'm also Spider on YouTube for the gaming side of things. Spider LFC on Facebook for the football, and Spider on Facebook for the gaming stuff, and Irish Spider Guy on Twitch for the gaming stuff. And myself and Jack are part of the Kitmen, which is now going to be a full-on Premier League show, which we're really pushing out in the next few weeks, really pushing out. Which is going to be a lot of other content creators from other clubs and just other fans in general from other clubs coming out to talk to us two Liverpool Muppets about previews of the season and the league and what they think is going to happen and weekly previews and post-match content as well. So that should be pretty cool. We appreciate you all being here. Thanks very much for being here and supporting us as always. It's great.
Over there.
Yeah, well, that's Kev. Kev is the comedy part of the sketch with us, so he'll be doing a lot of sketches with me and stuff. You've seen it in the adverts anyway.
Yeah, so obviously me and Kev, this is what we done a couple of weeks ago. Obviously me, Paul Moran, obviously the son of the famous Paul Moran. Ronnie Moran, sorry. In terms of the Liverpool, so we've only got 79 subs, chat, so we can get them to at least 100 this evening.
Oh, that's good. That was only on 53 when I last looked.
So chat, you know what? Before you do go, I know you're absolute bloody legends. I'll whack that in the comments. We will be live. What time, Kev? Well, probably we'll be live tomorrow in terms of that episode. So,
we'll get it going because I'm just waiting on a few other fans from a few other fan bases to get back to me, and then we can set up a big show and really talk about we're really at the halfway point of the closing of the season to the start of the pre-season. So it's a good time to get people in and see what their clubs are shaping up to look like and what our clubs are shaping up to look like and our opinions on them and their opinions on us. So it should be cool.
Yeah. So massive thank you, Kev, as always, for coming on. I've enjoyed it. Massive thank you to every single one of you, as always, Chas. As we were saying before, you never know. If we do something mad again tonight, in terms of getting another player in the door, we'll be here. We'll be live tomorrow, obviously on the Kitmen. I'll be live in the morning as well with another video. Follow all the short form content as well on TikTok, on YouTube as well, on the YouTube Shorts. They will be continuously getting pumped out in the next couple of weeks, quite daily. So show that a lot of support as well. Massively appreciated. But yeah, Kev, have a lovely rest of your night. And big up Wiggs, big up Panov as well, big up Jen, big up Darren as well, Russell, Ricky as well, Scouse, every single bloody one of yous as well, Connor, every single one of yous. Just be massive.
We're getting up close to the mic now. We're gonna let's talk darkly to them. As we walk through the valley.
Right, chat.
We're going down a rabbit hole. We're going down a rabbit hole. Let's go down a rabbit hole. See you later.
See you later, bit, everyone. See you later. Oh, I can't be doing that. I've control of the fakes. In a bit.